Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Buy or Bust. We're out here at Dealer Auto Auction of the Rockies, and what are we doing?
Today we are looking at 3 super cheap classics. Goal is to get them for under $1,000 and see if we're gonna buy or bust on each of them and what they go for.
Absolutely, so let's go head to the auction and start looking.
All right, Tommy, what have you brought me here?
Here we have a Swedish icon, one of the coolest cars from the 1980s, the Saab 900. But I think that these cars are quickly gonna be collector's items here. They're already going up in value. This one's not the nicest in the world.
No, this one you can see has been sitting outside, I'd say since 1987 when it rolled off the assembly line. Even the Saab logo on this has since just faded completely away. It no longer wants to represent itself.
Everything is wrong on a Saab, so why don't you pop the hood,
Sure.
and we'll start by showing you the weird stuff on this car. Now, it can't just pop normally, so you pull the little lever, and naturally, it doesn't open like that. First, you pull it up and forward, and then the whole thing pivots forward, and now you have a look at the inline 4-cylinder engine, which is mounted the wrong way. So, Brendan, if you'll notice, the belts are not at the front of the engine, they're actually at the back against the firewall, which
Wow.
means
They really wanted to make it hard for you to change those belts.
Well,
huh?
here's the thing. Doing a belt job, biggest pain in the ass in the world. Doing a clutch job, it's right at the front. Super easy. Now, this one, of course, you'll notice it's missing something here, which would make this desirable. It's missing the turbo. So this is 158 horsepower out of this 4-cylinder. It does have the manual transmission, which is good. Look, the engine, longitudinal, front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Why? What's the point? Check out the red velour interior, Cole. That is something else. So they had these big, squishy bucket seats. So you'll notice these are most likely the original wheels to this car. The wheels that are currently on it, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, those are Saab 99 turbo wheels. And those are really desirable. So someone might buy this car just to take those wheels off of it because they're the wrong wheels to the car. So Brendan, welcome to the Saab 900.
Boy, I think someone's helped themselves to the catalytic converter on this thing, Tommy. It's a little on the loud side.
To just kind of cruise around in, they're really comfortable. They're very well made. They were extremely safe back in the day. These cars are, and they're starting to become more and more collectible. Now this one is probably not going to be a very hot collector's item, right? Because it's...
I don't think this is never going to be a Concours d'Elegance example.
See how it goes down the test track. Now the 5-speed manual feels really good. The clutch feels good.
Oh, this is going to be loud.
Front wheel drive.
Sounds a lot faster than it is.
But it drives nice, the steering's pretty good. That's probably not supposed to do that. Now another thing about these cars, which we'll demonstrate, did you know to get the key out, you can't just turn the key and pull, oh, that's broken. You're supposed to have, these cars are known, they have a lockout where you have to put the car in reverse to get the key out, but apparently not this one. Brendan, have I sold you on the Saab 900?
You know, I think you have. These, they're a pretty iconic design that you just haven't ever seen replicated. With that really unique rear end and the way the hood opens, it's just a timeless classic in my opinion.
Yeah, these are really cool. This one, a little bit worn out, but still, I think this is going to be an absolute buy.
And I'm going to go buy as well.
Now, I am going to predict that this car is going to sell for $900 at auction.
You know, I think you're underselling it a little bit, Tommy. I think this could get up to $1,300.
Wow, well, that's bold.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens. All right, Brendan, here goes the Saab.
What?
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, it kind of
They are asking $8,000, Tommy.
$8,000
$8,000.
for this Saab?
Were we way off or what? Holy cow, is the market going crazy on these? Okay, now they're down to back to her. Now they're asking, they just got a $1,000 bid. Oh no, wait, $500 bid. They got a bid at $500. She's trying to get as much as she can for it. They just sold it for $500.
So I said 900, you said 1,300.
Yep, so you're definitely closer on this one, so.
Yeah, but let's be honest, it didn't sell for a lot of money.
No, it sure didn't. Not a bad deal though. Classic old Saab for $500.
Darn straight.
Yeah, kind of hard to beat.
So of the hundreds of cars going up for auction, what the heck is this blob?
This is a 1998 Cadillac Catera. Now, so many people have forgotten about these, but Cadillac actually sold these from 1997 all the way through 2001, and this was a Cadillac you could buy that was built in Germany by Opel. As small and compact as this car is, it is actually rear-wheel drive.
I have never seen one that's not in a junkyard. This car has 69,000 miles on it.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't find them like this in that condition.
It's classic. Oh, I closed it.
All right,
we had
let's do it again.
Ready? So these had some probably V6 under the hood, right, Brendan?
Yeah, this has got a 3-liter V6, and it put out 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque, again, to the rear wheels, but...
Yeah, can you pop it again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get, all the comments are gonna hate me. I'm sorry, I've never opened the hood on a Cadillac Catera. That's so weird. I think the catch is broken. Found it.
Well,
God, this car does not want us to look underneath the hood. All right, before it closes, this car was launched and it was marketed by Cindy Crawford, believe it or not, the supermodel. Yeah, she was part of the ad campaign, and she had like this little bird thing, I think, named Ziggy or something.
now, the inside of these, it's actually pretty comfortable. I mean, in true Cadillac fashion, you can kind of see you've got these big buttons that you can push with gloves on, right? And you won't lose sight of them with your failing eyes. And it's a comfortable place to be, honestly. I wouldn't mind taking a road trip in this, assuming we know it's going to make it.
Now, I do think that this is an interesting piece of history, right? This is kind of one of the early examples of when General Motors decided, you know what, let's just bring an Opel to the States, slap some leather on it, and call it something more premium. And then that's what they ultimately did for a long time with Buick, right? You got brakes?
We got good brakes. Let's see if this 200 horsepower engine can sing for us.
Yeah. It's
fine.
Oh, there goes the tires.
All right, Tommy, so what do you think? Would you say buy or bust on the Cadillac Catera?
That's just not it. So I'm going to go a bust on this one.
You know, I kind of love old, weird, oddball cars that nobody knows what you're actually driving around. That's why I drive around a Passat W8. But I'm going to go buy on this.
So, okay, now for the $1,000 question, what's it going to sell for?
Even with as low miles as this thing has on it, I think it's going to fetch maybe $2,000.
I mean, it's got some condition issues here. It's got a little scuff in the front. It's got 8 snow tires included with it. I just don't. Like, what do you compare? $978.
She's got 12 grand, or I'm sorry, $1,200. She's looking for 13. She just sold that Cadillac Catera for $1,200. A little bit rich for my blood, but actually a pretty good deal on one of those. You were definitely way closer than I was. This weather is killing me today. The bids are a bit lower than I anticipated.
Yeah, blame the weather. I see how it is, buddy. I see how it is.
Yep.
Brendan, I present to you one of my all-time favorite affordable classics. These 1980s Subarus are unlike anything else on the road. What's your first impression?
I'm kind of digging this boxy, squared-off wagon style. It is kind of speaking to me a little bit. I mean, I don't know about the condition of it, but the look of it is pretty cool. I see what they were going for.
Well, here's the thing about these cars. These were extremely popular in Colorado because they had four-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive, selectable four-wheel drive.
Ah.
And because of that, they were used very, very difficultly, right? They were used in really rough terrain. They rusted like crazy, as this one is currently doing. I mean,
no, are you kicking away some of the body paneling there?
Just weight reductioning it, yeah. They were given to teenagers, they were given to folks that smoked funny things in the back of them, and then they were thrown away because they just weren't anything. Now, underneath the hood, you're gonna find a version of Subaru's 1.8 liter flat 4, and check that out, look at the spare.
Geez, the engine's so small they can fit the entire spare tire in there.
I mean, it literally starts here and then ends here. It's that small. Now this car I think has probably been sitting in a field and it's been donated here to dealer Autos Auction of the Rockies, so it's it's a little rough on the inside, but even still, check this out, like these 80s switchgear that you can reach from the steering wheel. You got your fan speed here. Look at this 1980s cassette player with these really cool buttons. This one is a 5-speed manual transmission. Check out how much room these old GLs had in the back. Brendan, look at all the space. Now, of course, let's see underneath here, you got a little bit of storage. How nice that is.
Wow, that's has this ever been opened?
I don't know if this has ever been opened. Look how shiny that was at one point in its life. This thing hasn't been washed since 1990. There's no doubt in my mind. That's how all these Subarus are, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much most Subarus, that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
They just rag them and beat them and don't wash them.
But what makes this car so incredibly special is right down here, Cole. You want to take a look at this? This is a 4-wheel drive vehicle, selectable 4-wheel drive, but this one has both high and low range, which is super unusual in any car nowadays, especially in a wagon. That's a little broken, it's okay.
But it's just plastic, right?
Let's see if 4-wheel drive low works. It says we're in low range. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Sweet, look at that.
Look how slow you can go. Look at the control you have in low range. This was the old school way of doing 4-wheel drive. But what that means is that when you select 4-wheel drive, you got 4-wheel drive, right? So there was no wonder whether or not you were in 4-wheel drive. All right, so we're gonna do a little acceleration run. Now these cars are real slow.
Okay.
5-speed manual. It's like stirring soup, by the way, but let's see. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This car's rally pedigree.
Let's do it.
Full throttle. There's 12 miles an hour. Up to red line in a second. Do we have brakes? I should probably check that first. I think the videographer just flew through the back of my seat. I actually felt his kneecaps digging into my back there. That was quirky. Yeah, this car drives really well. That kind of goes to show these cars can be rough, they can be tired, but they last a long time, and this is a good example of that. Brendan, on the 1987 Subaru GL station wagon, 4-wheel drive, is this going to be a buy or a bust?
You know, you've convinced me, Tommy. I would say this is a buy, especially for how cheap you're going to be able to get something like this. You just don't see these anymore.
Yeah, it completely disappeared. This is going to be a buy for me as well, 100%. And I'm going to make a prediction that at auction, this is going to sell for $600.
$600, huh? You know, considering it's a Subaru and it's got 4x4, I think it might go just a little bit higher than that. I'm going to guess $800.
All right, let's see what it goes for. Brendan, a catastrophe has become the Subaru.
Yeah, so from what they're saying is it started, but then it died on the way to the auction block, so it couldn't even get all the way to the auction block under its own power. I don't know, maybe it's just out of gas.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I was so excited. I was thinking about bidding on the Subaru, but now that it's being pushed up,
I don't know, man.
I don't know, dude.
It's a risk for sure.
600. Anybody else? 500. Moving on 6. We're done.
Not for me.
6. Sold it. Your way. 500. Sold. Your way. 500. Thank you very
got
much.
one bid
271.
at $500.
All right, dude. Well, when it came to the sub-$1,000 classics, I think I took it.
Yeah, I'm a bit ashamed. You wiped the floor with me, Tommy. That was a 0-3 for me on this episode.
Well, always a fun day out here at the auction. Guys, be sure to stay tuned to next episode. We got a lot more coming.
Thanks, guys.